Greetings and welcome to On Writing with Onkarabile, the show that is aiming to promote reading and writing in our communities, restoring pride and dignity of Africans through the power of reading and writing. Ladies and gentlemen, today on our show, our guest is Nokuthula Shange, who is very passionate about entrepreneurship and economics. Greetings, Sis Nokuthula. Kunjani?
Greetings, Onkarabile. Thank you for having me. I am very fine. I'm doing very well. I woke up in a very positive light. I'm looking forward to having a very engaging moment with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time. Sis Nokuthula, you are so passionate about entrepreneurship and economics. I just wanted us to discuss when it comes to the reading and writing, specifically on entrepreneurship. Do you think we doing enough to actually promote reading and writing when it comes to entrepreneurship?
Thank you for your question. South Africa currently, no, we are not doing enough. If there's one thing that we are very passionate to talk about, it's about promoting education. Go to school and graduate and get a job. But then you find with the structure alone of education is not set up to help individual to end up being entrepreneurs. Why I'm saying that, you find that our education system is not designed in a way that will shape young people to become entrepreneurs. So whatever that they are consuming in school, it's nothing. There's nothing like entrepreneurship. That is for that 4 parts of their modules, right? But I see some changes. There's a gentleman by the name of Onkarabile, he's quite doing very well in terms of trying to change that landscape of education. So he owns colleges, schools, private schools. There's one at the township called Umlazi. It's Kenyan College, if I'm not mistaken. But what he does there, he makes entrepreneurship be part of the subjects that students take. So already by the age of 12, 13, 15, you find young people know about entrepreneurship. You find young people doing case studies, just to challenge their mind and also to prepare themselves to become entrepreneurship. And I think South Africa needs to take that road if we really want to promote entrepreneurship in terms of writing for it.
Oh, okay. Except what Ntlantla is doing, you said we are not doing, education system is not doing enough, right? In terms of what, we don't have more books at general colleges and universities, or what is it that is lacking?
Okay, one, I believe entrepreneurship should be part of the modules. I know, like South Africa, if you're doing grade 10, you have like an opportunity to choose a subject that you do for grade 11 and grade 12. So that is where like entrepreneurship needs to be part of the options. So it's about preparing young people at an early stage to be exposed about entrepreneurship. 2, there's another angle to look at it, right? But I also think a lot of our entrepreneurs are not writing more books about that journey of entrepreneurship. Why I'm saying that, if you take a book that is written by someone at another country, maybe US, and you take a book that is written by someone that stays in South Africa, those are 2 different books. I mean, for South African, if you want to understand about entrepreneurship, you need actually to take a book that is written by someone that is South African. Why I'm saying that is because the economy of US, it's very different from the economy of South Africa. The challenges that you face as an entrepreneur like South Africa are very much unique compared to challenges that you face at US. So we need to see more books about entrepreneurship coming from South Africans. We need to see more books about entrepreneurship coming from someone who grew up at the township and how they approach entrepreneurship.
Okay. And I mean, you spoke something very interesting when you say you believe that many entrepreneurs, they are not really detailing their journey about entrepreneurship. But I want to know, do you think that those entrepreneurs themselves, do they, when before they start their business, did they read about that, or they just started business because of their passion, or they actually acquired also more knowledge from the books themselves?
One, I believe, okay, now I think from your question, you are actually highlighting two things. One, passion. Two, knowledge about entrepreneurship. Passion for business, and also knowledge about business, right?
Yes.
Yes, passion. It's essential. Yeah, but it's an essential momentum that you need about to run a business. I mean, passion can make you take a book or read about entrepreneurship because you have an interest. Yeah, but passion can make you, give you a drive. Yeah, but give you a resilience, give you a strength to face some setbacks and challenges, and yeah, but and see opportunities. That's passion alone, right? But then passion can maintain you to run a business. Why I'm saying that, to run a business, you need to understand the market that you're dealing with.
The Creative Corner with Nolo Knowles, a cozy and inspiring show that features interviews with artists, showcases their work, challenges, and successes. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. only on Share Radio. Tune in live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. This is Share Radio.
Welcome back, Sis Nokuthula. Thank you so much for your time once again. We're talking about knowledge and passion. Can you please take it? You're explaining more about that.
Thank you so much, Onkarabile. So I was saying, when it comes to passion, it serves as that initial force, yeah, but into you coming up with an idea. So passion is more like a compass. It gives you a vision of the idea. You see it playing in your mind. You become happy about it. Yeah, but then when it's come to you now having to start a business, one, you need to know how to, for instance, assess capital. Two, you need to be surrounded by people who are into entrepreneurship. Again, now you're looking at another skills of networking, right? Three, you have to understand the market of the business, market research. It's okay. The ins and outs of this business that you want to focus on, right? Four, you have to look at the whole landscape of the business. Yeah, but for you to survive, for me to survive this complexity, what is it that I have to do? Yeah, but what is it that I have to do to get into A, B, and C? Okay, what is it that I have to do to get into the next stage of me initiating this business? So that whole process, it's about you acquiring knowledge, right? Initially, you had the passion, it's okay. This is what I see. This is what I want to do. Yeah, but this is what keeps me going. Yeah, but and that passion, it's good because even if you are facing challenges, yeah, but you are able to withstand. Yeah, but you can't just wake up and decide to walk away from your passion, right? There's this excitement, even though you're making losses or you're facing a lot of challenges, but there's this excitement. It's okay. I will learn from this, but I know the vision very clearly and I'll keep on moving forward. So you can't have passion alone and expect to, well, okay, you're going to do all on the business side. So you have to bridge the gap. You have to combine the two, which is passion and knowledge, for you to be successful into running your business.
Okay, no, it's interesting. Now, what do you think must be done to actually, encourage those people who have succeeded in the journey of entrepreneurship, just to detail their journey? Like you said earlier, that you think that one of the challenges that the people don't actually detail their journey, they don't write about their journey. So what do you think must be done to encourage them to actually detail their successful journey?
Okay. Now, if you're focusing on young people, let me just start by talking based on the youth perspective, right? Because I'm a young person. One, we really don't love to read. Many of us, we don't love to read. We're a new generation, a generation that enjoys podcast. I mean, yeah. So what you're doing is the first step. It's one of the impressing moves that you're doing, right? Where you are inviting people, yeah, about to talk more about the entrepreneurship journey. Yeah, but I will assume that you are going to invite entrepreneurship to talk about their venue, yeah, but that's another perspective of detailing their journey because you are able to interview them about their journey, the challenges that they faced, right? So I would suggest Ugba at schools, especially at university. I know that we have societies, right? If the idea that you have right now, we are able to translate that into university. Where at my university, we have societies that come together, and host people, entrepreneurs, to talk about their journey. That's also a right way to do it. So it's about one person, taking an initiative to start something like this, and expand it to people, right? And then now you are making the entrepreneurs to be aware of that, okay, this is a need for the society. This is a need for you to detail your journey, to go out there, and talk more about it, right?
Okay.
So I would say it's something that is really, really needed to be done, right? And also, if you're gonna go and get maybe a collaboration with writers and say, okay, as much as you are detailing this thing, but I'm availing myself to take notes about your journey, just to document it down, and put it on a piece of paper. That is fine. We are not saying entrepreneurs themselves need to just sit down and write about their book. I know it's a lot. It's a lot of work. But if we can just find people who are driven about this initiative, who are driven about this change, then there are a lot of ways to approach it.
No, that's interesting. So you are saying the writers also must approach, such entrepreneurs to
Yes,
actually ask them to detail their journeys, because
exactly.
like you say, sometimes some of them don't have time to write actually.
They don't.
Yeah. So but then some of people like me, I can just go and approach them, and
Exactly.
yeah, no, that's very interesting. Now let's talk about reading. Let's talk about reading. You said something that is very true, that many young people are not into reading.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the
Yeah,
day, we cannot focus only on podcast, like on the initiative where we meet, like you said.
exactly.
These are very good initiatives. But now, at the end of the day, reading is key.
Very,
So
yeah.
what are we gonna do to actually instill this mentality of reading to young people, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship?
Exactly. I think the only way that we are going to do that is not the only way, there are options. But I would say targeting our education system. That's key. That's number one key. Yeah, I mean, you don't go at the level, you don't start um reading or knowing more about entrepreneurship at a university level, but actually go there. Miss Emma Panti, from them doing first year, yeah, but you introduce entrepreneurship as part of the subjects that a student need to take. All right. Now that involve a learner learning about entrepreneurship, right? For instance, I'll make an example about the tertiary level. You find good, okay, it's fine. I had a module called a strategy, right? Strategy is more about, of course, strategizing about the business, the movement of the business, coming up with a strategy. Okay, so this is what this company can do. We're about to survive. Yeah, but you learn about all those things. Yeah, but so how e-reading lab is very critical. It's because you're dealing with case studies. You're dealing with case studies. You're dealing with taking note of important things. You're writing it down. You try to come up with something constraint. You can't. You try to come up with something brilliant. Yeah, but you try to put down your points and everything, right? So that initial stage involved reading a lot. It involves you having to read, understand the work. So you can see, Guti, it's very important. As much as we can be vocal about things, but we need to just go down and read about it, about for you to get like a very comprehensive understanding of something that you're doing. So I would say education needs to play a very key role when it comes to this. It's really need to do that. It's about changing how we look at education system and saying, okay, we want entrepreneurship to be part of the subject. We want entrepreneurs as well to come to school and be able to have a message in where they are going through entrepreneurship with student. We want to mark down a test about student, replying or answering some challenges that a certain business is doing. Yeah, but okay, what is also key at the end of the day, if you have a business, you need to write it down. You need to know the structure of a business plan. You need to know, okay, this is my market research, this is A, B, and C. And for you to come up with that whole proposal, that you're going to stand in front of the investors and pitch, it's an understanding of writing it down, So it's very critical when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Now you remind me something when you talk about proposal and business plans, and I think one of the things that we must also make young people aware, about the importance of reading and writing in entrepreneurship, is that you cannot run away from reading and writing, because
Exactly.
you are still gonna have some contracts that you need, some deals that will need you to sign, that will need you to understand the context of the contract. So there's no way that you can run away from reading and writing when it comes to business. Like you said, as much as you are passionate about whatever you want to start, but there's no way that reading and writing cannot be included. So I think it's very much important that we really need to instill the importance of reading and writing to young people. But I want us to, one of the things that you are passionate about, which you actually give talks on, is about the youth unemployment. And I want us to tackle this a little bit as we are about to conclude our discussion. Unemployment versus entrepreneurship. During your talks, how do you actually tackle the two?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, you are touching something that I'm truly passionate about, right? Um, I know if you are taught, well, okay, you have to go to school. There's an expectation that whatever degree that you're holding, it needs to give you a certain job. Then what happens if you're not getting a job? Then you find a lot of people losing hope, find a lot of people facing depression, right? But also, now if you're looking at entrepreneurship as a whole, right? I'm not gonna say everyone that you find people, Luguti, you are only starting entrepreneurship because you don't find a job. And I think that's one wrong approach of looking at it, right? You are starting the journey of entrepreneurship because you're looking at the economy of South Africa and you see, okay, all right, there's more demand of jobs that are needed right now. Why I'm saying that, if you're looking at key skills like your IT, your robotics, right, you can see it's okay. A lot of company they're employing more people who have skills such as robotics, yeah, and A, B, and C. So now you see which one there's a gap in the market, yeah, and then so you're going out there and saying, okay, let me create more jobs based on this sector, yeah, so I can employ more people. So basically, when you start a business, the aim is to create more jobs for people, right? And that helps the economy of South Africa to grow. You don't start a job because when you are failing to get a job. Yeah, but people they approach it like that, and you find people with the mentality to, but okay, I'm starting this job to have money, yeah, but to maintain myself. If we can get this thing right at the beginning, then we are good to go. So South Africa as a whole, with everything, the challenges that we are facing on the economy. Yeah, but I'll really be vocal enough to say young people need to go out there and start businesses. Yeah, but at an early age. Why I'm saying that is because there are a lot of key things to learn, a lot of mistakes that we're still gonna face, But then it's very initial to start now because it's really preparing us for the future, a future where we are owning large businesses, a future where we are really creating more jobs for the people, right? The future where we are ready to tackle any market because we have the right skills, yeah, but we know the approach of A, B, and C. So it's better to start now while you are young, And also another example that I would say, you find a lot of young people now leaving school. Let's say go and get a job at Allan. Okay, sharp. They go there and they're doing well. Yeah, well, you buy your first car, you buy your first apartment. And then now Solomon, okay, now I want to start entrepreneurship. But then now it's become harder to start entrepreneurship because now you have debt to pay.
Welcome back once again, Sis Nokuthula, and thank you so much, our viewers. You are watching Share Radio on Writing with Onkarabile. So, Sis Nokuthula, I think we have said a lot, and I would just like us to wrap up our conversation, and maybe just as a youth activist when it comes to entrepreneurship, just to give some advice to our young people, those who are passionate about starting their own businesses and in this journey of entrepreneurship. What can you say to them?
Thank you. I would say go and start with the resources that you have. You don't have to know it all figured out at the beginning. Any resources that you have, just start with it. You don't have to start big. I mean, when people say look at entrepreneurship, they think, oh, okay, I need to get things right at the beginning. All right. So if you have a skill of ukuluga abantu and usalokshini and you want to start your own saloon, you don't really need to start with a saloon because you don't have means. Yeah, but you can start with the skill that you have, ukuluga abantu. Yeah, but you create pamphlets, you put it out there. Yeah, but you invite people who's okay, come. If you want to do your hair, I'm available, right? And then from there, from the money that you're making, you can grow from it. You can get like a tuck shop, ama containers, yeah, but you put it struggling and then you invite more people to come and do your hair. And from there, now you're expanding it. Yeah, but you partner up with other people that are good with doing their hair, or even now starts another department of doing nails. You invite more people to come and work with you. And what is that they're doing there? They're paying rent. They're paying rent. Now you're able to maintain that place. You grow from there. You make a revenue. Now you're thinking big. It's okay. Now I'm able to start a saloon. Okay. Now I have equity to put it out there. If I'm looking for a loan, now I have equity. You're about to approach certain investors and say, okay, this is something that is already running, but I need A, B, and C to make it big. So start with the resources that you have. And also be open to learn. I know you think a business cycle will boom, will work in a certain manner, but you find that inside or during your journey, you get a lot of lessons. Yeah, but you see a lot of things happening. Yeah, but that will also shape you to re-strategize, or come up with a new vision of making your whatever idea that you have to become bigger. So start with what you have.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sis Nokuthula, for your time, for your insight. Thank you so much. I believe our viewers have learned a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, you were watching On Writing with Onkarabile, the show that is aiming to promote reading and writing in our communities. Please subscribe to Share Radio, and we will see you next time on the same place, same time. Thank you so much.